Before we start the episode, we would like to acknowledge that this podcast is recorded on the stolen lands of the Turrbal and Yagara people. We would like to pay our respect to the elders past and present and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people listening today. Rum drinker and booty shaker, Holly Hornet is a fierce femme with a sting in her tail and a kiss to make it all better. With a derriere like a peach and a smile for miles, you won't mind a little pain. Pairing scorching heat with genuine sweetness, this Hornet is a spicy model as well as a performer. Inspired by burlesque and fetish icons such as Blaze Starr, Tempest Storm, and Bettie Page, she is invested in taking audiences on a self-discovery, reclamation of sexuality, and ultimately, pleasure. Holly has been a finalist at Mx Burlesque New South Wales 2022, won second runner-up at Australian Burlesque Festival New Follies 2022, and performed at various launch parties and toured Adelaide Fringe. Get your hearts and your antihistamines ready for this Hornet sting. It's Holly Hornet.
Welcome back to the Burlesque Bulletin podcast. I am your host, Honey Holloway, and today we are here with Holly Hornet. Hello!
Hello!
How are you going?
Yeah, good. Tired, but good.
Yeah. We were talking before this, obviously, and I was just saying how much of a vibe your closet is. It's giving like Barbie princess, Barbie Dreamhouse vibes.
See, the thing is, when it came to choosing the color, I was like, choosing it only off a computer, and I know that that's risky business, but the company we were working with were like, not great. But so I chose this color, and I'm like, yeah, this will be nice. And then they started bringing it into the house, and I saw how bright pink it was. And like, you know what? It's still a vibe. I love it. And then my partner came in. He's like, you know what? This is totally your vibe. Yep, loving it. It's great.
Good.
It's great. And we've got like birds on the windows. It's like my little vintage Barbie palace.
I love it. Yeah, that is so tricky when you're trying to, like, that's why I hardly ever buy anything on the internet, because I'm so specific with my colors that I'm like, if this is like one shade out, like, it's ruined.
Yeah, no, totally get that. Especially like with red hair, you just have to like, it's the right tone that you need to get, or else it can just ruin everything.
Exactly. Especially, working with orange. I'm like, if this is like 2 shades more neon than it needs to be, it's going to be so bad.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's my everyday job is interior architect, so I work with colors a lot of the time.
Oh my God, I love that.
So I'm like, I totally understand the struggle of having to make sure you get the color like right, spot on.
For sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, for everyone who doesn't know you, can you just give a little rundown of who you are, who Holly Hornet is, and what you're about?
Yeah. Hi, if you haven't met me. Holly is, I would say, my persona is slowly changing and shifting. I've just given birth, well, not just, 9 months ago, gave birth to my second child.
Congratulations.
Thank you. With that, it creates, I don't think I was ready for the kind of change it would make in me again. Because having my first child, that was another thing of where I had to work out who I was again. And I just didn't think it would happen for the second time, but it did. So, you know, I think the personality and who I am is currently in flux and changing. But overall, Holly is very much like vintage, classic inspired, has a big love for our burlesque foremothers who paved the way for us. I love history and learning about it. I am very much into creating that sort of vintage aura, but there's always a little bit of a twist on it, a little bit of a modern twist. Hence I've always got like different colored hair, but that's just because I can't stick to one thing.
Fair.
Yeah, it's I'd like to call it like classic or vintage with like a bit of a Technicolor twist.
Wow.
she's cute, she's cheeky, but she's a little bit spicy. She's like, I think my mum was saying at one point, not about my burlesque, but about me in general. She's like, you're like a little look mother, which in Greek is like those little, they're like donuts, but just like round there and have a hole through them, and then they cover them in sugar syrup. And I'm like, I like that. I like that a lot.
So sweet. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. I know it's unusual. Yes.
She knows you so well, obviously.
Yeah.
It works.
I mean, yeah, you'd hope so. Yeah. And just like I've been doing solo burlesque for about 7, I think I'm coming up to 7 years. But I've been practicing it for about 10, so I didn't start doing solos until a little while after. Yeah, and I think my first love in burlesque really was actually neo, and I have a big love for metal music, and I tried to do that. And then once I started to do more research into the history and heritage of burlesque, then the classic came on, and I was like, I'm in love with this because I love old movies, and I know it's a very idealized version of it, but I think it's beautiful. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question.
Totally agree. Yes, no, it does. So let's talk about your stage name. How did you come up with Holly Hornet?
That one was funny. So I had just started dating my now partner. He was in the Defense Forces, and for some reason we were looking at different helicopters or planes or something like that. And I'm like, Hornet, that's a cool name. And it was at the same time as I was trying to work out who I was and what my name was. And I came up with Holly, and then I thought Hornet sounds kind of like aggressive, like there's a sting to it, because I see it more as the actual bee or animal, whatever you want to call it. And I thought that was kind of cool. And then I think I was talking to Miss Alyssa Kitt, because I was doing classes with her at the time, and I'm like, does Holly Hornet sound too much like a superhero? And she's like, no, that's great.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought superhero at all. I reckon it's like, I mean, it's funny because our names are kind of like so similar.
Yes, yeah, I was thinking that too, and I'm like, let's not get confused, but yeah.
Yeah. So Holly isn't your normal name, your government name or anything. Yeah. No. Okay. No. That's good. No.
Yeah. I didn't want to put that out there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, some people are totally fine with like having their name or their first name or whatever, and then mixing it with their a different last name or whatever. But yeah, I was wondering. I love the Hornet. I was like, damn it, I should have thought of that. That would that would have been like bee vibes, you know, like
yeah. But, you know, it's just like, it was very much like spur of the moment. It was there. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds kind of cool. There was no really rhyme or reason to it. I'm just like, that sounds cool.
Done. Love it. So you talked a little bit how you got started with burlesque and everything, but can we rewind back, and what was your like first ever time that you found out about burlesque?
Oh, that is a long story, so I'm going to see if I can try and do like a short and condensed version. So when I was around 15, my grandmother passed away, and one of the things she gave to me was this a fur coat that she had bought, I think, when they actually moved to Australia back in the late 60s. And that sort of spurred my love for vintage, and I got really into like the vintage scene and going to all the antique fairs and vintage fairs and all that sort of stuff. And once I was doing that, I was doing research in that area to see, you know, like what else is out there. And I ended up finding Bettie Page, and I was like, what's this? This is really cool. And it was a really formative time. I was sort of at the end of my high school years going into university, and I was trying to work out who I was as a person, and I found that. And that slowly led me to looking at, there was fetish and pin-up and everything. And then I found Dita Von Teese. And that was the point where I'm like, ooh, what is this? And I kept looking at it. I'm like, this is gorgeous. I think this really fits who I am. But it did take me several years to actually book into a class. I think I was about like 23 when I booked into my first class, and that was with Diesel Darling was my first teacher. So that was incredible. But it's just, I think I had such a bad history. I don't know what you'd call it with dance. When I started dance when I was very little, it was a very toxic sort of place. My parents actually pulled me out of my dance class because of how bad the teacher was bullying me. So I had a really, really bad time. Yeah, teacher.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't touch dance. I didn't want to have anything to do with it from when I was about 6 all the way through to that. And that was sort of like my rebirth and forming this new love with dance and seeing the way my body could move, and especially in something like burlesque at a time when I was trying to work everything out, who I was, what I liked, what I didn't like, who I was as a person, to then have burlesque there as well was actually really beautiful in the sense that it was very much an acceptance of myself. Not saying the body dysmorphia isn't still there. It's always something like I battle with, but it's a lovely thing to go back to. And it's something really nice that, like, especially now for me in this stage of my life, it's something that I have like that little moment of joy where I'm like, I'm creating something, I'm putting some piece of art on the stage, but also I'm a different body on that stage that looks a bit different to other people. Maybe somebody can see something in that and go, actually, I want to give that a try. So I think, yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask you the most important question that I ask all my guests before I get started.
Yes.
Is, do you know your zodiac sign?
Yes, I actually wrote it down because I get them confused. So just referring back, but yes, Aries is the sun sign. Pisces is the moon sign.
Okay.
And then I've got another Aries in the rising one.
Wow, double Aries. Yep. Ooh,
double Aries. Yeah, it's weird, right?
Have you researched what that means or anything like that?
Not so much. Like, I honestly haven't had the time.
Totally
but
get it.
I find it really interesting because I've got that sort of mixture, and the whole other part of my family, so my partner and the 2 kids, they're all Leos. And it's just a really interesting dynamic between all of us.
You've got all the fire signs. What's your husband's sun sign, do you know?
I don't know his sun sign. I need to actually ask his mum what time he was born to try and work it out. Yeah. He thinks it's a load of hooey, but I love it. Yeah. And it was funny because when we were deciding the day that I was going to give birth to my son, because I had an elective C-section, the obstetrician was like, what day do you want? I've got these days free. And I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, I think I want this, the 25th. That's a good number in my family, but also it means that it makes him a Leo. And he's like, he was sitting there next to me going, it doesn't matter. And she just stopped him. She's like, no, if she wants a Leo, she's going to get a Leo. And I'm like, thank you.
I love that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love that doctor.
Yes. Yeah, I know. She was the best. Yeah, she was great. But yes, all Leos. It's a fiery time.
The fiery energy is everywhere. It's interesting with families as I like look at people's charts and my own chart and my own family. You'll find that there's like say for example Leo, like you, I bet ya that you are probably like a Leo Venus or a Leo Mars or something in your like say big 6 that is like quite strong, because that usually travels down in families in this weird way, like especially the big I'm a Taurus sun, but my sister is a Taurus rising. And then my mum she's an Aries sun, but she's got, what has she got? Oh, I've forgotten, but there's that's right, the Capricorn, and then my sister, the Capricorn moon. So it's all like, it's usually, we're getting too off topic, but that's okay.
No, I love this.
it's usually like some sort of, I can see like the generational trauma sometimes that like that trickles down in this weird way. It's really interesting. I had an astrology podcast before this years ago, and we would do like family generation episodes sometimes, and we did like the royal family sometime one time.
Wow.
It was so interesting how you could see like such strong certain energies throughout the whole family. It was so weird. Anyways.
Wow. Oh, I love that. No, I love this sort of stuff. I don't get to talk to anybody about this. Yeah. This is great.
I know. As soon as I find out that someone's interested, I'm like, are you just interested or are you interested? Because how intense do you want me to get? But anyway, we'll figure all that stuff out after, and we can have a big chat, and we can talk more about that. Anyways, burlesque.
Yes.
So how would you describe yourself in 5 words? We sort of talked about that before, but give us 5.
Well, I mean, if I can use look mother as a word.
Yes, of course.
And I'm definitely using that.
I love that.
I'd say classic or vintage. I don't know what everyone prefers to use for that. Cute, little spicy, and Technicolor.
Nice.
Yeah.
A quick thanks to Cam Attry for sponsoring the Burlesque Bulletin, and for all his hard work behind the scenes, filming and editing the podcast. Cam has been involved in the burlesque industry for over 12 years through his photography and videography. If you are a performer looking to get promo photos and video, or a producer looking to get your show photographed or filmed, please contact Cam through his website, camattry.photography, or find him on Instagram at camattryphotovideo. And now back to the episode.
You could choose to share a dressing room with someone, who would it be?
I know this is going to sound so cliche, but Dita Von Teese, because I don't know, I just think she'd be like super fascinating to just even be next to. And just to see what her like dressing room situation looks like. But she has so much like understanding and history within burlesque, but not only burlesque, within fetish, within all the other like multi-layered things that we have within the community, and things that also make us up as a community. And I've found that we've got a lot of interweaving layers between things. Like I've noticed sometimes we get fetish community coming in and doing a performance, or we have sex workers also doing performances within a burlesque, I guess the burlesque scene. But it's also, I don't know, I think she'd just be so fascinating to be around and to just be in that aura. And hopefully she'd be a bit talkative and she'd talk to me.
Yes, that would definitely be amazing. I feel like she has so much business knowledge as well. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
And oh my God, she's like, how old is she now? 40, 50? Is she? I think she's almost 50.
I think she's 50, yeah.
That is still insane to me.
I love that, especially because I find in some circles it can be quite ageist, and
100%.
And it's so nice to see that somebody who really pioneered the neo-burlesque movement is still doing it, but she's also giving opportunities to other people. Like with all her Vegas residencies that she's done, she's always out there doing casting calls and all that sort of stuff. So I love that. So I think she'd be really fascinating to be around.
Yeah, I feel like I just like stand in the corner and just like creepily watch her, like try not to be creepy, but like just watch everything she's doing, like how she applies her makeup and her hair and all that stuff. And I'd just be like,
the funny thing is, I've always said this, I can't remember who I was saying it to. I'm like, if I ever meet her, I'd just be standing there next to her going, her hair smells so nice. And I'm like, that's really creepy, dude. Don't do that. But yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
If you could swap lives with anyone for a day, who would it be?
Oh, that's tricky. Um, I mean, it'd be nice for a break where I could actually get sleep. That would be nice. You know what? I think I'd really like to swap lives with Frankie. Sorry, her last name eludes me. She came through with the what was the burlesque show that came through? Headliners.
Oh, Frankie Fictitious.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to swap lives with Frankie Fictitious, I think. Just for the one day,
Mm.
just to see what it's like. Because, she's very much at the top of her game, really like performing heavily, doing lots of gigs, lots of shows, but she's also a really nice person, very quiet, like soft spoken, but she's a really lovely person. And I don't know, I think it'd just be nice to see what that sort of high level of performing would be like and what a day in her life would be like. Yeah, I think that'd be so cool. Plus, I would get some sleep and I could make my own foods for once.
Did you
Not
do
that I
any
don't
of
love my
her...
kids, but I need a
It's just
break.
one day. It's just one day.
Mm.
Did you do any of her workshops?
I did. I did the I think it was like a floor work
Hmm.
workshop that she did in Sydney. It was just incredible to learn from her because I think especially as she is or was a burlesque queen, like the was one of our burlesque royalty that we had a few years ago. Yeah, it was just fascinating to learn from her and see how she moves and how she choreographs and yeah, I loved it. It was such a joy. It really was. So yeah.
I did her the costuming workshop.
Oh, I wish that came here.
It was like I feel like I've done costuming, not anything crazy, but like I've learned a lot over the years and like learning stuff from her, I was like, why didn't I ever think about it? Like that is so smart. Like that is so like not obvious, but like I don't know, like she uses a lot of appliques on her
Yeah.
outfits and then like a lot of appliques and then
Yeah.
like rhinestones sort of around it and like everything and uses different colored rhinestones that I would never thought to
It's
use.
brilliant, isn't it? Like, and when you see it up on stage, you're like, it shines. It's got this aura to it. And then when you realize, like, obviously that workshop didn't come to Sydney,
Mm.
but just sort of like now that you've said that, and then thinking about her costumes, I'm like, that makes sense. And also, that's such a smart idea because you save so much time just adding the appliques.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then in my head, I'm like, every color must match. They must be tones.
Yeah. Like I think her red outfit, she had some purples in there, like some different reds and
That
purples.
makes sense. It's brilliant.
And I was like, oh my God, I would never think to do that. Like,
Yeah.
especially, yeah, like having I don't know, I'm not great with rhinestones and everything like that. So, and as you said, like, yeah, the putting all the appliques on and like it's so smart. It looks so good. But also,
Mm.
that's what I find difficult about like rhinestoning and everything is like, I don't know what pattern to do. So
Yes.
I'm
Same.
like, and when you just do like lines or down, it looks good, but it doesn't look as good as like
Yeah.
ever like
The
the
flow that they've got. I know.
texture,
I'm
yeah, the
like,
different lines, and you're just like, oh, girl, you're smart.
exactly. And then I'm like, did I ever do that? Or will I just get a bit too overwhelmed and then go, oh, well, I'll just do a sporadic throw
Yeah,
of
just like,
rhinestones.
yeah. Oh, yeah, she's amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So what's been one of your favorite highlights throughout your burlesque journey?
Um, I think it was a few years ago. So it was about I think I was a year postpartum after giving birth to my first, and I got into Mx Burlesque in Sydney, and that was a pretty big highlight for me because I've sort of been working towards trying to get to that point, and that was so huge, but also massive because it was after giving birth, I was in my postpartum stage, and it was wild to, I guess, perform that soon after having a child. It was tough mentally, but that's also because of that postpartum phase that I was in. Um, but my God, that was like it was just a huge achievement for me, just being part of the lineup and holding my own within that lineup because so many incredible performers, grace that stage when we have MX. Yeah, that's a massive highlight for me. And I hope I get to do it again sometime. But I don't think I'll push myself as hard after this sort of in this postpartum period because yeah, you just sort of learn from things and it was probably too soon, too fast.
Yeah.
Too soon? Yeah.
So what's been maybe some not so great moments or some malfunctions on stage?
I remember there was a time, I know it's so small, but it was so early in the start of me doing burlesque on stage that you know how you get like the smallest malfunction, but it's like the biggest travesty in the world for you.
Yeah.
And
Perfectionist.
yeah. Firstborn perfectionist, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was performing at Adelaide Fringe. It was part of a troupe that we were doing for that performance. And I remember like I had worked so hard on getting the bra removal done, like fixed the bra, got it all done. Like it didn't come off, and the corset didn't come off. And it was just yeah, not good. And I remember just because it was so early on in me doing burlesque that it really just affected me for a little bit. But now I've just realized that it happens and you keep rolling with the punches, and most of the time people don't even notice.
Yeah, it's part of it as well. It's always going to happen. There's like 100% chance it's going to happen at least once. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine. It even happened at when I was doing MX and
really,
with my green act, the bra, I can do it so quickly. Like I can do it, it's fine. I've worked out all the kinks. And there on that stage, and the bra wouldn't come off. And that is the ending part for my green act. And I'm like, well, I won't swear because you might have to beep it out. And I just flip it down. I'm like, here we are, done. And I remember after the show, I went out and I was talking to, I can't remember who I was talking to. I'm like, so annoyed with myself. I didn't get the bra just wouldn't come off. It was stuck at the back. And they were like, oh, I thought you just re-choreographed it to do that. It was cool. And I'm like, oh.
Like, yes,
I actually did. I was just testing you. Do you remember my choreography?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like half the time, like, yeah, changing it like that, people just be like, even if they've seen it before, they're like, oh, did you like update the choreography? And you're like, yeah, I did. Yeah,
sure did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's so good though that you were able to like flip it down.
Yes.
Like, because if it was like a halter neck or something crazy, then you just like
yeah. So the thing is, I did have a halter neck before, prior to having my child, and then I needed something that was straps to give me more support, and so the costume changed. So thank God it did, because if it was the halter, I don't know what I would have done. I wouldn't have done that. I don't know.
Well, there you go. It was meant to be. It all worked out for a reason.
I mean, yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
So has there been a surprising lesson that you've had to learn or a challenge that you've had to overcome throughout your journey?
I don't think I was fully prepared for how much imposter syndrome would be showing up within my performing, learning, teaching, all that sort of stuff. so I don't know if it's a surprising lesson, but I guess it's really something unexpected that I didn't think I would even have. I don't know. It never was something, or I think what I'm trying to get at is I think it's always been there in my everyday life, but I've never been able to put a word to it until I started burlesque and talking through it and then hearing other people. I'm like, is that what that is? Okay. Um, so yeah, I think that's been super surprising to sort of work out that that's what it is, first thing, and then secondly that it's always been there, but I didn't know what that feeling exactly was.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it's funny because I don't think it'll ever go away. It's just it's always there.
Yeah.
Maybe the noise gets a little bit softer, but it's there. It's definitely there.
I've talked to a few people and like, you know, even like I don't know if you listened to the Ivana episode, Ivana DeLune, and I just recorded with Jezebel Thunder.
That would have been incredible.
And just listening to both of them, like just obviously seeing how successful in lots of different ways they are, and hearing them talk about imposter syndrome and that they don't even really think that they're doing anything that amazing.
Yes.
And I'm just like, sorry, what? Like
Yeah.
with Jezebel, I'm like, you're in the top 10. Like, what? I don't understand how you don't know that you are amazing and you're doing all these incredible things and you're touring and you're like, when you put it on paper, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'm doing the thing. I'm like, you know, but you truly don't feel that. And I think it was Ivana that said it actually gets worse when you keep growing and get quote better and better or learn new skills and become more well known, I guess, because then you're put on a bit more of a higher pedestal, like a what's the word? A standard, I guess. So it's like if you go and you mess up, it's like if you're a beginner, they're like, oh, it's fine, like, you know, you did amazing. If you're like touring or something and you mess up and they're like, you know, they judge you for it or whatever. So it's like, I think weirdly, as you go along, it seems like it gets worse somehow.
Amazing.
Like,
Can't wait.
sorry, everyone.
No,
but I think it's really like cool to see these amazing performers that are in like, you know, top 50 BHOF or whatever, and they still like have this imposter syndrome. So it's like at least you know, okay, everyone has it. It's not going away. I just have to deal with it and like learn how to deal with it, I guess.
Yeah.
So that leads to my next question is how do you deal with imposter syndrome? Do you?
I mean, I try to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky therapy does help quite a bit when I have like a really bad time. Obviously, there is a mental health crisis in our country and it's hard to get appointments. So I mean, when I can, that does help. I've found little techniques that sort of that help me deal with the noise that I have in my head with imposter syndrome and trying to work out who those voices are, I guess, is a little bit of a help for me. And also to realize that what my brain is saying to me is not helpful. I understand it's a survival technique, and it's something that's there to protect me. I understand, but I mean, it's still there. But I think having the understanding that that is there as a point of survival and also somewhat as a point of growth, that it kind of helps me go through it. But I have to be in the right headspace to have that understanding. And I mean, sometimes I just wallow in it. I mean, you know, it really depends on what kind of mood I'm in and everything else going on around me. So yeah, it's difficult. It's I guess difficult to work through it, but I find trying to sort out through what voice is what and where it's coming from sort of helps me a little bit to know that it's not all me or they're societal things or things like that. So
yeah.
yeah.
That's a good tip, like naming them. I know, I can't remember who I was talking to, but someone was saying that, yeah, they give a name to their like,
That's a great idea.
yeah. And like, yeah, because if you call it a name, then it's like it removes it from you somehow.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I totally understand that. I just think of it as like this like little chattery thing. I don't know. I just see teeth and lips and I'm just like,
Just like
go away. Go away. Yeah.
So what's been some really good advice that you've received from maybe another burlesque dancer or just something that's sort of stuck with you?
Um, I think one thing I wouldn't say it's advice, it's more acknowledgement to know that what I'm going through is the same as what they went through. So, I mean, talking with Bella DeJack, and she would, she's my mentor, so I do have big long chats with her. But it's nice to know that, like we were just talking about imposter syndrome, she still has it, and it's not something that's unusual, and it's very normal. So I think more so than just advice, it's more knowing that what I'm going through is perfectly normal and other performers have also dealt with it. Um, I did get a really good piece of advice, and I think it was from Miss Alyssa Kitt. And when it came to costuming, and she would on her big pieces like the gowns and things like that, it wouldn't just be I think it's the SS20, I think those are the ones, the larger rhinestones. She would also intermingle it with the smaller ones in varying colors and always told me never do black, never do a black rhinestone. You can't see it on stage. Do not do it. You're wasting your money. And I'm like, cool, 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 cool.
That is good
So
to know.
that's a little tidbit. But yeah, I didn't realize until she told me. I think she had a black, I think it's a black gown, lacy gown or something like that. And when she was rhinestoning it, she realized that she shouldn't do black rhinestones because they don't show up. They just, yeah, doesn't do anything because it's cut glass with a black background. It doesn't do anything. I'm
Yeah.
like, good to know. Good to know. I don't want to waste my money on it.
That's I'm glad you told me that because I'm like I have so many costumes in mind that have black bits
Yes.
of black. And obviously it makes sense to just do black rhinestones, like,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
But I
that's
mean,
good.
you could probably do like a deeper green or something like that, that at
Yeah.
least allows a bit more of a sparkle to come through, or
Yeah. Or like a dark
maybe
purple or something.
dark purple. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a Litz kit. We love. We
Yeah, I
love.
know.
So has there been any bad advice that you've received or any backhanded compliments or anything fun like that?
Oh, fun. I love a good backhanded compliment. I think I got told one time after I got off stage that I was so brave for getting on stage looking how I do.
The
That was
classic, the
nice.
classic,
That was
classic
nice. That was,
compliment that people give.
yeah, it really helped my body confidence. I also have been told, I remember hearing a comment from somebody in the audience saying to another performer, "Oh, I want to be like you, not those other girls on stage. They were too big." And I was just before her.
Oh,
What else have I been told?
good.
Oh, I think there was a photo of me being on stage, and I like to pull a lot of big faces on stage. They're always like super cheesecake, pin up. So, I'm going to pull ridiculous faces on stage. And it caught me with just like a huge smile, but a double, triple chin, whatever you want to call it. Don't really care. I was on stage having a damn good time. I posted the photo because I like the joy of it, and I remember I had to delete comments because people were saying things like somebody with a double chin shouldn't be up on that
Oh
stage.
my
She's too
God.
fat to be up there. Things like that. And I'm like, you know what? It really upset me at the time. But then I was like, you know what? I don't need this negativity. So I started just deleting the comments. I'm like, not needed. Just
Good.
not needed. I
Yeah.
don't understand why people need to comment on people's weight gain, weight loss. Like it's a very delicate subject and lots
It
of people
is.
have anxiety towards it. So yes, these are some of the lovely, joyous things I have had
Love
to
it.
say.
Love it.
I really like the brave one though. That makes me feel so
Because
good.
people think it's a compliment. Like, because if you don't understand, or I don't know, it just comes off as like, why wouldn't you think that's a compliment? Like, that's a good thing. Like, you're
Yes,
brave. Like, and it's hard to explain why it's so offensive.
I
Like,
know. I
yeah.
know. And from
So,
another woman as well. Like,
mm,
most of our spaces, there are more women than men. And I love that about it. But to have that from
mm,
another woman, and I know she
yeah.
probably meant it in a really nice way, but it really isn't.
Yeah.
Please don't say that.
Ugh. So if you could travel back in time and talk to yourself when you started burlesque, what would you say?
Um, I think I would say something like, this is going to be really good for you and the making of you. I know you're scared doing this,
Mm.
but this is going to be incredible for you, for also like your confidence, the fact that you're going to have a more of a love for dance and it's going to take over the feeling that you had previously.
Mm.
It's just going to be, I think, life changing because it has been. Um, yeah. Yeah, I hope like the little me would be happy to see where I am now.
Mm.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. I totally relate to that as well because I'm like, I feel like we have similar backstories a little bit. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, I really.
Yeah, right?
So what do you believe is your biggest strength when performing?
Um, honestly, I think it's my smile. I can't help it that I just, even if I'm trying to do something serious on stage and I've practiced it and it's like, she's real serious, I go back straight back into cheesecake, like pin
Yeah.
up, like huge smile. I mean, it's disarming as well, I feel. So, I don't know. I think that's a big strength of mine. Yeah,
I love that. I think like smiling on stage it's like weirdly like vulnerable, like
it is.
in a weird way. And especially
Yeah.
when it's like your real smile and like people can tell that you are truly having the best time, even if you're not the most, got the most perfect lines or like
Yeah.
whatever else. Like if you look like you're having the most amazing time with the biggest smile, it's like people are going to be entertained by you no matter what. And I
Yeah.
think that's really like kind of hard to do because a lot of people, are nervous or they're trying to look sexy or whatever. But
Oh,
if
I
you,
can't look sexy for the life of me.
I mean, I always pull the weirdest faces. So it's like, how do people get like this sexy, like siren look? And I'm just like,
Good on them if they can. That's what I say. I mean,
yeah.
great. Good
I'm like, I'm
job.
lucky if I get one. I'm just like, yes,
Yeah, I know.
I got
And I'm
one.
like, and also try not to look constipated while I'm doing like sexy. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
I'm just so bad with keeping my tongue in my mouth, apparently, which I just didn't even realize until I did my first debut. And I was like, well, my second debut, but the first one that was more like, yeah, cheesecakey and
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. And I was like, literally 90% of more than that of my photos were just the tongue out. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know this about myself. So I had to like figure out how to like, because the photos were good, obviously, but I was like, I can't just post like multiple tongue photos. Or can I? I don't know.
I mean, you can.
Just do a
Why
thread with
can't
it.
you?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, what's some weaknesses or stuff that you would like to work on in the future
Hmm.
or have been working?
Definitely. Well, I've been working on my flexibility, especially after a pregnancy. You have a period of time where you're still super flexible, but to a point where you have to be careful you don't overdo it because you can break things, sprain things, strain things, all that sort of stuff. So there was a period of time where I wasn't doing any exercise. So getting back into the flexibility and the body movement and everything, and then working out how my new body moves now. So that's one thing. I would really like to continue working on my whip cracking skills because those have sort of stopped, especially with the second pregnancy, and that was quite difficult. So I didn't really touch the whips for a while. So I would really like to get back into that. And now we have a backyard, so I might be able to actually do it. So instead of scaring people in a park, which is what I used to
Oh
do.
my God.
It was a joy though. It was an absolute joy because that was
You
fun
get
time.
some interesting looks and you just feel like,
I mean, because I was doing it with my teacher at that point, it was good because she's so strong and she can tell people to F off and all that sort of stuff.
yeah.
But we did have one time where this man came over to us while he's walking his dog, grabbed the whips off my hand
What?
and said, "You're doing it wrong." And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, "You're doing it wrong. You're not doing it the right way." He grabbed them and he started whip cracking. But the thing is, men use a lot of force whilst I was learning technique. And he broke the cracker at the end.
Oh.
And so my teacher and I are just standing there going, while he's mansplaining to us, going, "This is how you're meant to do it." Albeit my teacher, she's like a champion winning whip cracker, comes from a sideshow family. Her dad was a championship whip cracker. Like it's a heritage there.
Oh my God.
And this guy's like, "You're doing it wrong." And then he handed the whips back to me, and I'm like, "I think he broke the cracker." And she's like, "That's fine, I can fix it." But what a douche. So yes.
Oh my God. In what world?
I mean,
The audacity to just like take it out of your hands, like
take it out of my hands and just go,
just
"You're doing
walking
it wrong."
past and just
Like, who are you?
oh my God. What the heck?
And the fact that the both of us had to sit there and go, yeah, oh, is that how you do it? Oh, I'm just a girl. Go away.
Thank you so much for explaining that to me.
I'm just so stupid.
Oh my God. Oh, well, whip cracking is pretty freaking cool. It looks very difficult.
If you have the right teacher, I think it's
Yeah.
actually, and it became a source of joy for me anyways. It's a great way to zone out and just to see how powerful your body is, but not so much in the power that your body holds, but the fact that you can learn the technique and you can do it with very little effort. It's very cool. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. So is there any specific goal that you have for the near future, or even if it's not the near future, like just like a big goal that you're like, if I did that, that would be like really freaking cool?
I mean, my big goal has always been to perform at BHOF. I mean, I would love that. That would be a huge achievement for me, and to debut there, but then to also eventually get to the point where I can compete for, I think they're calling it Mx at the moment. Mx, yeah. So the mix of BHOF, or I can't really remember the name, as in like the queen level, what they used to call Queen of Burlesque or whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I mean, I'd love to get to that point. It's a big goal, but maybe someday I will get to that. I mean, something nice to work towards and to push my art towards. So yeah.
Lovely. Well, we are going to go to a break, and then when we come back, we're going to play a little game.
Oh, I love that.
Awesome.
Hey Burlesque baddies, it's Honey Holloway. I'm so sorry to interrupt your episode, but it's for good reason. I'm here to tell you all about the Patreon. I've been absolutely terrible at promoting this because we're all going through a hard time, I know. But if you enjoy the podcast and you would like to support little old me, please head over to patreon.com and join. We have one tier at the moment. It's just the support tier. It's less than a coffee a month. So it's really something super minuscule to help the podcast keep going and help it get better and sound better. We have deleted scenes over there. We have bloopers. My Patreon members also get to choose a lot of the cool stuff that goes on behind the scenes. So whether that be what guests you want next, what topics you want next. We've got first dibs on merch, that's stickers, shirts, even totes may be coming. We also have Patreon exclusive episodes coming very soon as well. So it's really it's all happening over there. So I really hope you come and join us on the Patreon. Get yourself some discounts, some goodies, enter some giveaways. It's all happening. So that's patreon.com, or you can find the link in our Instagram bio. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to my little TED Talk. Now back to the episode.
Okay, so we are back with Holly Hornet, and we are going to play a game called This or That. You ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Rhinestones or feathers?
Rhinestones.
C string or G string?
G-string.
Neo or classic?
Classic.
Boa or feather fans?
More. Boa.
Lace or leather?
Leather.
Tassels or assels?
Tassels.
Diamonds or pearls?
Diamonds.
Drag or burlesque?
Oh God. I'm supposed to choose between those two. Burlesque.
Stocking peels or stripper heels?
Stripper heels.
Big stage show or intimate bar show?
Big stage show.
Cabaret or comedy?
Cabaret.
Movie or TV series?
Movie.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't have a favorite as such. I've got like a genre, and it's funny, especially during this second pregnancy, my like calming movies were gangster films for some reason.
Interesting.
But I am a big fan of like classic, like your Godfather, your Casino. Like I was watching Casino on repeat. It's so funny because my partner would walk in and it was, I don't know, there was a scene from one of those gangster films and he's like, didn't you just watch that yesterday? And I'm like, I did. Don't judge me. Leave me alone. If I need to, I have references to do things. And he's like, okay, I'm just going to walk out of the room.
I actually have never seen Casino.
It was my inspiration for the act I put on stage. I think I was 7 months pregnant, and I was working on it before I was pregnant, but then when I put it on stage, I'm like, why the hell not? I didn't get to perform when I was heavily pregnant with my first. Why don't I do this the second time? And it was like glitzy Las Vegas showgirl based off the character. I think her name's Ginger in Casino, and she's very much like the gangster's girlfriend, but she has her own agenda and she wants to make her own money, but it's really like a tricky relationship, but the basis of it was her, that glittering Vegas showgirl sort of thing. Yeah, I love those sort of films. Like,
Oh, I'll have to watch it. It's weird. The other day what was I watching? Oh, Running Point with
Yep.
what's her name? Kate Hudson.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. And she was talking about the movie Casino in it. And I was like, oh, I've never actually seen that movie. I should watch it. So it's funny that you brought it up. So I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I do need to watch it.
I like it. It is based off a true story of an actual person who was one of I think he started as on the casino floor and all that sort of stuff. But
Ooh.
yeah, it is based off a true story. It gets progressively more problematic, I think, as you see like the relationship between the two. And anyways, but it's like classic gangster film. So
Love
I
it.
love it.
Early bird or night owl?
Unfortunately, now I'm an early bird.
Mhm.
I used to be a night owl.
Yeah. Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Halloween or Christmas?
Halloween.
Red or white wine?
Red.
Cocktails or beer?
Cocktail.
Anything specific?
I always like a good Negroni. If someone can
Mm.
make a really nice Negroni, I'd like that, or an old fashioned, because I do like my heavy spirits. And where was it? Recently, it was a Mai Tai as well. So
Oh,
I
okay.
really like flipped between different things.
Yeah. So what have you got coming up in the next few months or the next year? Anything exciting that you are allowed to promote?
Not yet. It's a lot of like work in the background, working on new acts, um, getting my stage flexibility, but also presence back up again, and
Mhm.
getting the all that exercise back up again. Um, yeah, it's a lot of work in the background at the moment to try and
Yeah.
get myself back to where I was. So I'm taking it slow this time. So
Yeah. And that's
yeah.
good. I feel like sometimes we can push ourselves to like, get back into it too fast or just like even when you're starting out, you want to do all the things and you
Yes,
want to book all the shows and then you kind of get burnt out and then you lose the love of it. So I think slow and steady is the way to go.
that's the way I thought about it because I'm like, I don't want to lose the love. I still want to be able to manage to do this as well as all the other stuff that I need to actually do in day-to-day
Mm.
life. But I also want to do it for my daughter to see that it's not just the mum life that you need to have, because
Mm.
that's what I saw growing up and that's all I knew. So I want her to know that you can have a life outside of being a parent. It's not just parent life 24/7. I go out, I have to do things. Like she saw me made up this morning and she's like, "Where are you going? What's happening? Can I come?" And I'm like, she's asked to come to shows. She's like, "Can I come to your show?" And I'm like, "Honey, I don't think they let little ones at the back."
Maybe when you're 18.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe when you're a bit older, maybe. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, this time I'm taking it very slow, but also knowing that I'm not only doing this for myself, but for her to understand that there is more to life than just being a parent. She doesn't have to be a parent.
mm.
Not, it's not something that she needs to do. You can have a life and do your own thing too, even if you are a parent. So yes.
I love that. So where can everyone find you if they don't already follow you?
Um, I'm like 24/7 on Instagram. You can
As
find
we
me.
all are.
Yeah, I know. I mean, doom scroll. You can find me there, and I'm at the Holly Hornet. I have a Facebook page. Same thing. I think that one's at the Holly Hornet or Holly Hornet. Um, I've got a website too. You can
Ooh.
look at me there. I have cute merch there too. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm just all on the online, on the interwebs.
Mhm. And we'll
Mm,
have your stuff tagged in the show notes anyway, so people can go
love it.
find you. Give you some love.
Awesome. Yeah, please give me love. I need it.
Well, it was so lovely to chat. I'm glad we finally made it happen.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for dealing with the chaos that is my life, and my internet.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had a really nice time and it's been lovely to meet you.
Right, same goes for me. Hopefully, I'll be in Queensland soon and we can actually meet face to face
Yes,
because I have
let's do
family there.
it.
So
Go to the shows, have a fun
yes,
time, get a
yeah.
Negroni.
Oh, yeah, old fashioned, my
Yeah,
time.
old fashioned. All right, it was lovely to chat to you. Bye.
Great, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much to our guest for being on the podcast and letting us take a peek behind the curtain of their lives. Thanks for everyone joining us, and we will see you in our next episode.